This video is very extremely long overdue. It is my entire Craig Green clothing collection video. Obviously, I've been wearing Craig for a little while now. A lot of people think I just recently started, but I've been wearing the brand for years. I just started recently collecting a little bit more aggressively, if that makes sense. Once I made the move to New York, I feel like it opened up so much access to just different clothing items. Literally just by going into stores like 2nd Street or Tokyo 7 or any of these like resale shops, you find so much of literally everything, which has kind of fueled my, I guess, collector mindset and has allowed me to sort of get more into the brand. And also just being in an environment where so many people are so into fashion has kind of made it fun to buy clothing again. So I want to start with basics. These are like the less cool, but also, I guess, really wearable items. First, we have this lace sweatshirt. Craig does a lot of stuff with the sort of lacing detail around the neck, on the shoulder, on the back. There's t-shirts, there's hoodies, there's sweatshirts, there's zip-ups. Sort of everything. Similarly, I also have this sweater vest. This is like a newer-ish collection. I did some work with Nordstrom like maybe a few years ago at this point, and I got this as well as one of these jackets I'll show you later. It's fully open on the sides and then the laces kind of closes it up, and it's just like a good warm layer. Next up, again, not really the same lacing, but it's a green zip up. It's a great little basic two-way zip, nice like pocket details. And then finally, I don't actually know what season these are from, but they're so basic that I figured I would just put them in the basics category. Are these black, sort of wide cropped, pleated black nylon pants. I literally just bought these because I was out with my cousin in New York and it started raining and I was wearing jeans and my jeans were like 5 pounds of just soaking water. So I hopped into a 2nd Street, I found these, and I changed into them on the spot. I'm not in love with the way these fit. They were kind of like a timely purchase, but I have them and they're here. So yeah. Alrighty, let's get into the real stuff right here. Lots of jackets. I do have a couple pairs of pants as well. So we will start with this lovely jacket right here that some of you guys may know that I recently traded with my friend Tanner. I low-key kind of finessed him. I'm not gonna lie. He's finessed me before, but this time I very much finessed him. So this is the Autumn/Winter 2016 boucle jacket. This jacket is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously it has like a really unique texture on it. It came in a green as well as a black. As you can see, I do have the black pants underneath, so I kind of have like a mismatched set. Would love to kind of get one or both of the other pieces to kind of have each actual set. Nevertheless, I can't complain. You don't really find these too often, especially for a good deal. I think the fabric content is what makes this so interesting as well. 70% cotton, 16% poly, 10% silk, and 4% nylon. So very much a mishmash of fabrics, super easy to wear. This is like one of the more wearable pieces that I have. And obviously the pants fit really well. Nice pleats. The only like complaint with this is that the sleeve closure on this is very tight, and then on the pants, the pockets are so small. Like it can't even like, my phone doesn't even actually fully fit. That's kind of odd. Craig only does menswear. It very much is giving thrifting a pair of women's pants and then realizing that the pockets are 2 inches deep. Next up, we have two extremely heavy hitters. These are probably like two of my favorite pieces that I own in general. So first up, this one I looked long and hard for, and it's probably one of, if not the most iconic Craig Green piece that really exists, is the Craig Green Autumn/Winter 2017 scuba jacket. This is the cropped version. There's also a long version. In terms of colors, this one came in gray, black, green, and then I think there's like some sample colors. One of my friends has like a blue one, which is pretty cool. I actually really like the gray. I don't wear a lot of gray, so it was kind of nice to find something that would provide my closet with a little bit of diversity. You also can't be super picky with these things because, you know, the chances of finding a scuba jacket in your size on the market literally at all that's not fake is not very likely. So when one comes up, you kind of have to do what you got to do. In my case, I had to trade away like a lot of really good stuff. I very much lost the trade. This thing weighs a ton, like literally just carrying it while talking. My arm is starting to hurt. Next up, in this one, debatably, I like even more. It is the 2017 tapestry jacket. So this one is like the block printed Cobrak snap buttons, which is pretty much on most Craig Green pieces. I remember early days, Sanjeev, you know, we're on YouTube. You guys know Sanjeev. He posted up wearing one of these and that kind of like set me off right there. I was like, oh shit, like that's the coolest jacket ever. Like what even is this? Probably one of the first times I even acknowledged the brand existing. He may have put me on altogether, I don't know. Obviously, when I originally saw it, I didn't have any money. And then fast forward, it got harder and harder to actually find these like on the market. So once I finally did, I sold a bunch of shit and I made it happen. So this is the most that I've ever spent on a singular clothing item ever, and I hope that it stays that way. Next up, this one is a 1 of 1, which is pretty cool. It's a sample. This is what I believe is from the Autumn Winter 18 collection, as it kind of has similar details as some of the jackets that are in that collection. It has these front pockets that almost look like sleeves. I don't know if that's intentional or what, but it unbuttons and, you know, features the pocket. Nothing super crazy. It kind of has like the same details as like the tunnel jacket, I think is what it's called. And it has the central one on the back as well as the vent. There's also appears to be a nut stain. It is a good jacket after all. But yeah, very simple, but like kind of elevated as well. It is like a medium that's like just the sample size. So slightly oversized on me. It allows me to kind of layer a little bit. Next up, damn, I can't remember all of the dates. Like I'm trying to like remember all of the dates here. I've never been like a super big like fashion history guy. Like obviously like I pay attention and I've like learned stuff over time, but in terms of like memorizing seasons and like all these things, like I just can't keep up with some people. But I believe this is spring summer 18 or 19. I'm gonna lock in 19. This is the Vibrating Scene parka jacket. This thing is obviously like ridiculous. It's super colorful. It's super out there. What you'll notice in what I said earlier is that it's a very, you know, simple silhouette. Like it's really just like a plain like fishtail parka, just with like this elevated fabrication, this crazy like print, this crazy texture with all the stitching throughout. I don't wear this one too often. Similarly though, I have the Vibrating Floral work jacket from the same collection, where this one right here is actually like very wearable despite it being like crazy colors. I wear this one all the time, maybe even my most worn piece like in general from the jackets. This is getting harder and harder with the dates. I've been talking too much. This is what's hard about me filming YouTube videos, is I just start yapping and yapping and then I just forget what I'm talking about. I lose all of my focus and here we are. So this is the organza coat from, I believe it's 2020. I don't remember if it's fall or spring. Let me guess, spring. Obviously it has like this pinstripe detail. It's very long. What's funny is I use this as trade bait to get the boucle from Tanner, and he wound up not liking it. So I was like, well, I'll just take it back then. So I got it back and yeah, so I'm happy. Moving right along, we have this blazer that if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you already saw that I like majorly lowballed for this jacket. Not really in love with it, you know what I mean? I got a really good deal on it, and the biggest reason that I got it was because I have the matching pants and I thought it'd be kind of fun to have like a full Craig green suit. But to be honest, I think they work better as separates, and I think I just overall prefer the pants to the jacket. I guess I need to play around with it more and see if I can like make it work with some of my other like stuff. Also, it's just hot as shit in New York right now, so like any of these jackets are pretty much impossible to wear. I got to wear some of them in Paris, but for the most part, it's pretty much cooked for the next like probably like 4 months. Let me go ahead and show you guys the matching pants. I forgot to mention as well, with the jacket and the pants, they're both packable. This one I think just packs into the back, whereas this one packs into like a sling bag, which is pretty cool. I really like the waistband detail. We are almost done here. We're down to the last 2 items. So first we have this one right here, which is from Fall Winter 2022? It's the same collection as these other pants. I think it is 2022. I don't know. It'll be on the screen. I give up on the dates. I was doing good and now I gave up. This jacket is really cool. Once again, I have to reiterate, very wearable, kind of timeless silhouette with just like a ridiculous fabrication. I call this the Webkins jacket because it reminds me of like the little pig Webkins that I had when I was young. But my friend Tanner, when he worked at Nordstrom, like I said, I did some work with Nordstrom and was able to get that sweater vest as well as this jacket. I remember he tried it on and sent me a picture and I was like, might be a little bit crazy, but let me just go for it, I guess. We'll see. And I wound up really liking it. I wore this one a good bit. I had this like when I was in Atlanta as well. Like this wasn't like a New York purchase. This was something I've had for a minute now. It's also reversible, so the other side is just like a plain quilted in this like sort of rust color. This one is pretty special. This is a Craig Green jacket that was only available for the staff at Antidote, the store in Atlanta. Don't work there. Don't ask me how I got it, but I got it. So it's like a uniform jacket. It is kind of based on like a lab coat. And so this is just, you know, nothing super special really, but just a really wearable, kind of throw it on, tie closure jacket thing. And lastly, probably the stupidest thing that I have in my wardrobe, which I will probably be getting rid of, but it is this hat that is made of plastic. I got it for 30 bucks at 2nd Street, which was kind of a steal. This was like featured on the runway. I forget the collection. I think it's spring summer 19. Ezra's probably watching this right now and just judging the shit out of me, which shout out Ezra. He's like the real Craig Green king. Like bro has like probably the biggest collection that I know. Speaking of which, I told him I was gonna send him this hat, so this is my reminder to do that. Definitely not my vibe, definitely not most people's vibe, and pretty much not wearable on a day-to-day, but you know, it's fun, it's silly, and my head is ginormous, so it's kind of cutting off a little bit of circulation right now. Anyways, that's my collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I have never really been a huge collector, and like frankly I was kind of against collecting in general. Like I was like, I think there's a fine line between collecting and appreciating versus like hoarding, and for me that's like trying to find that fine line has kind of like been a bit of a challenge, I guess, but I kind of like where I'm at right now. I wear most of these pieces with the exception of like one or two, and you know, it's fun. It's fun to really get into a designer on that deeper level. It's fun to kind of like challenge yourself with like wearing different things that you might not otherwise wear. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite piece is. Let me know what your least favorite piece is. Let me know if you like this hat. And until the next time, whew, bye. Oh yeah, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate. Go ahead and leave a comment. Yeah.